Waiting too long to create your estate plan can be a really, really big mistake. First of all, if we wait too long, you might not have the capacity or the ability to make changes or create an estate plan at all. And even if you do, there's always some extra work that we don't account for. It's not enough just to sign the legal documents. We also have to make sure that your assets coordinate with your plan the right way. And so waiting too long might take away those opportunities to make for the most efficient estate plan that we could have. Other problems that might come up if we wait too long is really just not getting a good handle on all the assets that you have. When we wait too long, things slip through the cracks. We might not get a chance to update more complicated assets like business interest. Overall, it's really just making sure we've got a good time horizon to make sure your comprehensive estate plan gets put in place the right way. Another reason that we have to make sure we get a plan in place is we never know when healthcare crises might pop up. We could have situations where you're hospitalized, there can be some sort of accident. We've even run into situations before where a client contacts us and unfortunately they go in for some sort of voluntary procedure before they complete their plan and wind up in a state of incapacity. Those types of things can be avoided if we put a plan in place and make sure we have core documents like a healthcare power of attorney or a living will so that your wishes get carried out if those types of situations come up. Updating your plan to make sure it evolves with you is one of the most important things that you can do. When big life events like a birth, a marriage, a divorce, some of those things are gonna come up. It's really as simple as letting your estate planning attorney know that those things have happened so that we can account for those in your estate plan and make sure that we get documents updated to reflect what should happen with your estate. Over time, we've seen where some situations, like the unfortunate situation like a divorce, results in some unintended consequences. One of the things that we always have to look out for when we're updating an estate plan is we also want to know, well, how are your assets beneficiary designated? And there are times where you might update your will and you've done everything right to get that former spouse out of your estate plan, but you left them as the beneficiary of a life insurance policy, or you left them as the beneficiary on a retirement account. And those types of designations are going to trump whatever we put in your estate plan. So we have to make sure we take a comprehensive look at your estate when those types of life events like a divorce occur. When you're trying to choose the right person to serve as an executor, the easiest thing to remember is pick someone that you trust. They don't have to be an expert in North Carolina estate administration. They don't have to know all the ins and outs of accounting or how to go through a court process, but they do need to be capable of overseeing the process, and they have to have a good, clear understanding of what your wishes are. Sometimes we pick the wrong person when we're setting up an estate plan. And that can be maybe you just pick the oldest child because you feel like you're supposed to, or maybe you pick multiple children to serve as co-executors or co-trustees or co-agents in your estate plan. And all that really does is it invites conflict to the plan. You might think everybody's on the same page, but sometimes that's not the case. As digital assets become a bigger and bigger part of an estate plan, we want to make sure that your estate plan accounts for those types of assets. Sometimes that's things like cryptocurrency, or maybe it's even just a listing of the various online accounts that you might have. When we talk about building an estate plan that works for you, we need to know about those types of assets. But also, even if we don't know about every single online account you have, we want to give you an opportunity to list those types of assets or list those types of accounts so that your family knows how to access those if you're not here. Overall, though, the biggest mistake you can make when you're setting up an estate plan is failing to sit down and start the process at all. Of course, we always want to make sure that we get a full, comprehensive estate plan in place, and all of that starts with just a single conversation. We'd love to help you with that, so give NC Planning a call.